Where would we be without our safe, familiar American bullshit? Land of the free, home of the brave, the American dream. All men are equal, justice is blind, the press is free, your vote counts. Business is honest, the good guys win, the police are on your side, God is watching you, your standard of living will never decline, and everything is gonna be just fine. The official national bullshit story. I call it the American okey doke. Every one of those items is provably untrue at one level or another, but we believe them because they're pounded into our heads from the time we're children. That's what they do with that kind of stuff. They put it in the heads of kids. They pound it in there because they know kids are too young to be able to mount a sophisticated argument against these kind of ideas. And so kids, and up to a certain age, by the way, kids are going to believe everything a grown-up tells them, everything. So kids never learn to question things. Nobody questions things in this country anymore. Nobody questions things. Why? People are too fat and happy. People are way too fucking prosperous for their own good. Everyone's got a cell phone that'll make pancakes and rub their balls now, you know?
Come on, baby, I'm tired of talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking. Come on, come on. 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 Don't procrastinate, don't take the lead, girl, let's get ready. You sing with me.
Back again. We're here at the Donut Hole to enlighten everyone on a little bit of entertainment on TV.
Episode 16. We made it to 16.
Billy, what can you tell us about, let's say, the media and TV?
The media is really misleading. The media tells you what the leaders in our country want us to hear. And it's just like we talk all the time. It's people do not want to be responsible for their own actions, and actually the television teaches us not to be responsible for our own actions, and it just reinforces that mindset that hey, we're entitlement people, and that's just the way it is. That's our society, and the kids think like that today.
But isn't entertainment the whole structure of Hollywood basically, in a weird way, just simply a reflection of us?
Entertainment.
Does it guide us, or does we guide it?
What, entertainment?
The entertainment industry. TV, Hollywood.
Well, I guess actually...
It's kind of like, I'll give you a little example before you go on. It's kind of like complaining about politicians and saying how they're all wrong and how the hell they get there and realizing it's direct democracy. We vote them in there. We put the asshole in. We do that, shit out type thing. Is it not the same with Hollywood? Is there a difference?
Well, I think it trains us, and then we dictate what we've been trained.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We get trained, and then we ask for more.
So it's them originally starting it, you would say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they start the ball rolling.
But even though
they only put out what we'll take, though. In a weird way, is that?
Well, even though society speaks out and they look at TV. TV, actually, the people behind the media and TV, they choose and they make choices on what they actually want to show. For instance, I was watching a documentary, and the documentary was on the Ku Klux Klan, okay? And they had the Mafia.
Yeah.
Versus the Mafia. But yet, I have yet one time to see the media go in and try to do an interview with Farragon, the Black Panthers. They just don't go after them. I don't even see... It doesn't happen.
They don't allow interviews.
Well, it doesn't happen.
They don't allow interviews.
They do allow interviews.
Yeah, usually it's for independent
allow-
people.
they allow
Never in
it.
the mainstream. They purposely don't.
They don't pursue them because they're scared.
But the mainstream media, the mainstream,
I debate that, but okay, go on.
the mainstream media really targets people.
Yes,
Sure,
it does.
sure.
It does.
They have an agenda.
They're not. They're very biased.
But now the mainstream media, we're talking about the major networks and that type of thing. The mainstream media, they do that, but their main baseline there, the main goal, is to make money.
Sure it is.
And to do that, they have to have people watch them. It's not about the news; it's how much people they can get to watch it.
Tell me it's about numbers.
So they're doing whatever they can to get you to watch it. So in essence, we're guiding them. Am I wrong? If they really had a pure agenda, they would just throw it out there. But it doesn't mean we would watch it.
Yeah.
And we're not really forced to watch it anymore. So is it not us that's making them do it?
How about the latest documentary they had on mermaids? It was all a hoax. Now, people, I was like entertained.
Stuff like that, yes.
I was entertained. And I was really becoming a little bit of a believer. Hey, there might be a mermaid. The way they projected it and everything.
After this podcast, I'm going to sell you a bridge.
But they had...
Fucking mermaids, really?
Yeah, mermaid, let me tell you. They had it down pat. They had the actors. They had it all going along. And the government was actually behind it. So... Here you go. That
Mermaids are pretty hot when you think about it. If you get them on land, they can't run away from
Yeah, you
it.
can't run.
They can do an amazing thing with that flipper.
Yeah. So look, they flipped me, and all I'm saying is that
But you can say that for the ghost stories and the Sasquatch. You never actually seen a ghost, never actually seen Sasquatch.
No.
So
no, but on the they'll
Listen,
get out there and they'll project. They could project lies and make it believe to some people. Make it believe that.
Well, let's go back to the media again. Yeah, I believe they need to make money, and I believe that they do set a lot of their material off of what people want. But I also really do firmly believe that it's an extension of our leaders' mentality and how they want to train us through television.
who votes the leaders in?
I understand that people do, but what happens is we lost our voice. We lost
Whose
our
fault
voice.
is that?
It's the people's fault. Well,
Another-
people. The whole problem is that we just keep listening to the media and we keep listening to what we think we want to hear, and we do nothing about it because we're complacent. We just
in
accept
essence,
it. We just accept it.
We dug our own hole.
We just accept it. And what happens is when you
Dug our
start
own
to
grave.
when you start to accept things, it's like a wildfire. You start it and they go, well, nobody's saying anything about it. So you know what? Let me jump on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? And then you keep listening to it, and then you buy into it. And you know something? If you don't do anything about it, you hear it so much, you actually get trained to believe the lie, and then
You
the
gotta
lie
lie enough time to
and then the
lie
lie becomes the truth.
Well,
But what like we were talking about in the car on the way here, you talked about how each one of us has a personal responsibility. We can't blame it. At what point do we pull back and say it's our responsibility, it's our fault, and go from there? At what point do we just keep blaming them and they're evil and them
there's-
assholes?
That's
At
the
what point?
problem.
Where's the line?
There's always going to be blame, and that's where the problem lies. People, like I said, my whole objective is people got to change one person at a time, and you only can realize it one person at a time.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want to be on that team that just likes to blame people, and I can't tell you anything to make you see that blame, there's nothing I can do about it.
right.
As an individual, I could do it.
Well, how about during elections when you have politicians running against each other, and the media comes across with, well, actually they're promoted by the other political parties. I don't think that which are contradictory to the other party. I don't think that anyone should put any kind of contradictory items on TV. Okay, show any kind of commercial that's going to be contradictory to any party.
Wait a minute. So that's kind of like the argument we had before about how a historian writes history. If he tries to be perfectly biased and stay away from it, it's impossible. He's going to write some sort of slant. They're going to have some sort of slant. They're going to put an advertisement whether they want to see it or not. That's going to be slanted toward one side or the other. They might perfectly not see it, but somebody out there who's on that one side is going to see it. So how do you fix that? It's not possible. It really isn't.
It isn't possible to repair.
It's not possible.
You can
to fix.
try. You can be more perfect, but you're never going to get there. So at what point do you just kind of go, all right, fucking go at it?
Well, what do you
or do
do-
you stand back and really try to police it?
What do you really led to believe?
What's free
then?
market?
Like
How do
where's
you do
the
that?
truth at? Where's the truth at? When you have like two parties really contradicting each other, okay, you have to do research.
What's up, Val?
Okay,
Yeah.
but the research that you do is limited. You only have limited to those people. You're limited.
Very true. It's very true. But I mean, we're limited to find the truth, but we always
not
still
an
have
easy
to
fix
find.
on
We
that.
always still have to find. It's not easy. No.
No.
Finding the truth is very hard. It's like a big bullseye with rings. You got to try to find the middle. It's impossible.
There, the media has the upper hand. If they want to push and say, well, look, let's say the media is a liberal media, okay? They're going to promote the person that's
But
a
why?
liberal.
What gives them the power of the upper hand?
Right. It
What,
gives them-
what gives them that power?
Well, that's propaganda, isn't it?
Makes people watch them. Does it make people watch them?
It
Or
makes
does people just watch
them,
it?
but
Does
at
it?
the same time, the leverage that they're using, they're not partisan. Like, they're using leverage.
That's where you're wrong. They are partisan.
Well,
The
They are.
one weapon that we do have is
This is
YouTube.
the big weapon. This
This is a
kicker.
big weapon.
And they're starting to try to control this now.
And the only problem with this is it's slow to catch on because the people are trained. So we have to kind of retrain them to come and listen to.
Actually, been pretty fast. This all started maybe about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
what would you
It's
consider
becoming
us?
like wildfire.
We're
Oh, it is.
independent, aren't
It's
we?
moving pretty fast.
We're independent.
No, what I'm saying is this is the tip of the iceberg. How long did it take television to really come and take over the mindset of people? It took 50 years. You know what I mean? Hopefully it won't take that long.
But what point do they take over this and the same thing happens?
Well,
that's the part that once they start limiting.
You know what it is?
internet and charging you,
The
that's
government's
what's
not smart enough to legislate something this new that quickly.
gonna happen. It will take time. Might take a couple years, but it's going to be here.
But if
It's
it
gonna
takes
be
off,
here.
the next
How
thing
do we
you know,
fight
it's going to
back?
be taxed.
Well,
They're going to take control.
It's the key.
They're going to make and they're going to do the regulators are going to come in and they're going to
No,
regulate.
The key players in this are Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. They're the ones. See, I don't like Microsoft because I like Bill Gates actually sides with the government on a lot of things.
Why wouldn't he side with the government? For all that money they
true.
control most,
Yeah.
pretty much, I would side with
Yeah.
them too.
Well, the
Well,
government's regulator.
Google and Amazon right now don't need to side with them because
They
most of
want
their
favors.
most
They
of their
want
revenues
favors.
don't come in through that. But as soon as they find a way,
Well, tax them. It's government.
as soon as they find a way,
Yeah.
then Amazon and Google go onto the government side. So right now is the optimum time for everybody to make what they can out of this.
wouldn't make as much money, I guess.
It's
you'd
free
make.
range as possible. Yeah, it's free
True,
range.
but once it stops, it stops.
Well,
What's next?
they
after
put the
that?
handcuffs on you.
What's next after that? How do we fix that? Is there an answer?
No, there's never an answer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. That really sucks.
The whole thing, the whole key, it seems like in the system we live in, is that if you want to be the winner, you have to go on their side. It's a shame to say that.
Can't beat him, you join him.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
They'll be coming like all private business become public. It's all government.
Basically, you can't be moderate. What I mean by moderate, you can't be working class.
There's no
because if
such
you-
thing anymore.
No.
Sad to say. Dying off.
And that's why we're not going to have a class society anymore. It's going to be two
Haves
classes.
and the have-nots.
It's just going to be. It's a shame. Everybody thinks it's not going away, but we're going to be true communism in this country.
Well, the two classes are you have Republicans and you have democracy. And when you really think about it, that is true communism.
Oh, it is. Sure it is.
What's that?
When you have Republican democracy.
How's
The
that?
Democratic and the Republican. That's true. That's actually true communism.
Well, see, Republican
Because-
democracy is not Democratic and Republic. That's not
Right.
it. No.
No.
That was pushed on. All the writers, the founding fathers, and you write it in the Federalist Papers, they wrote all about the fears of having political parties. They wanted to ban them.
Right.
They really did. And they realized after a couple years, after a couple presidents, they were like, you know what, we should have banned it. They already admitted it.
Yeah.
John Adams admitted it. Even Washington hated it. But they feared it. They knew what would happen. They knew it would go like that. And eventually, when you have 180 people kind of fighting over it and have different votes, it's a lot harder to control. But when you have two, it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
When do you think, with all this going on, and its society's getting dumbed down, that our Constitution becomes null and void?
It's been null and void for many years now, I think.
Well, it has because of all the changes they made. But I mean, completely
Well,
eradicated.
The Constitution's been rewritten many times.
It has. Well, with the amendments.
No, it's been amended
The only reason,
sometimes.
Amended.
well, I'm saying the amends, this and that, it just, they changed the law. The laws of the Constitutions state one thing, for the benefit of the citizen.
It's not like that anymore, though.
The problem is with the
Is it
Constitution.
for the benefit of the citizen?
It's supposed to. But the problem is with the Constitution that really kind of messed the whole thing up is that the legislative branch, which is there to be our arm of the government, they're the third branch. Now, the judicial, the executive, and the legislative, that's supposed to be us. They elect a leader to execute their laws.
For the common good.
They execute the law. That's what
Is
the
that
president's
is
supposed
that
to do.
for the common good, right?
Supposed to execute the law.
Right.
For us, because we're legislative. We're telling them to do it, and the judicial's there to say whether it violates the Constitution, whether it violates certain rights that might hurt a small minority in that legislative branch. That's what it's all there. It's all connected. Everybody fights each other, and you come to the truth. The problem is the legislative is no longer our voice.
No.
But dude,
There are 5 or 6 big corporations that are paying their money.
Isn't it funny that the
They're gonna make sure they elect
acronyms
themselves.
for the 3 branches is GEL? It's like mush. Judicial, executive,
but
legislative.
in essence, it is kind of perfect the way. I mean, as best perfect as they're going to get it when they first put it.
It was
together.
absolutely was.
But we learned to corrupt it, just like Jefferson said. Jefferson said the same thing. He said he knew what would happen. You're going to need a revolution every 100 years. You have to water the tree of liberty or blood because you
do
have to take out the shit every now and again.
You mean you have to cleanse it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to flush the toilet.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, it's-
we don't want to do that.
They
It's
can't do it
simply
either.
because when somebody gets something that's perfect, greed always comes into play. Bad greed always comes into play.
It takes over eventually. They learn how to corrupt it.
Power will change good into bad. That's just the way it is.
But I mean, it's.
You know,
I mean, there's
you're made to think that the laws that are written are really a benefactor, but yet they work against you.
Sure, sure they do.
Well, do you have any effect on writing them laws or passing them through the Congress?
No.
Do you think your congressman has any effect on them passing through the Congress?
No. And we don't have any money to lobby them either.
That's what it comes down to, money.
The only way that people can lobby is if we go there collectively as a nation, sit out
not
front of
gonna
there, and
happen.
that's not going to happen.
What's Congress's approval rating? This is a fun fact. Congress's approval rating right now, which usually it's always at. It's always shitty. It's always like 10%. Congress always has a shitty approval
And
rating.
it's high.
How many congressmen get voted out every 2 years? Maybe 2%?
Yeah.
Maybe 3%? The highest was like maybe 5% a couple of years ago. Everybody likes their congressman. They agree to all of them or shit.
Well, the Congress
How's that work?
They never
out?
change them.
Whose fault's that, though? That's the problem. Everybody
you know-
hates Congress. They have a 10% approval rating. You have to get voted back to office every year. Somebody got to explain that shit to me. That's messed up.
People
Everybody
just
in-
don't care, John.
That's weird. Everybody's don't independent. My shit don't stink, but their shit stinks. Then they're blaming. They're blaming is what they're doing, are they not?
So do you think we just waste our fucking time talking about this shit if nobody's going to do anything about it?
That's why we watch the movies. Segue.
You know what I mean?
That's why we have the movies on it to distract the shit out of us.
Yeah. The
Gladiator was good, but distract you from a lot of problems.
The circuses. You have NHL, NFL, NBA, right? NBL,
NBL,
PGA, they're making golf now.
PGA.
PGA.
Tiger Woods.
It's like
There's
it's
nothing-
non-ending. It's
It is.
non-ending.
Okay, first off, let's take a moment out to Tiger Woods, my hero. Goes
Your
out there,
hero.
leaves his wife, beautiful blonde, and goes fucks many other beautiful porn star wives across the country. And it has the nerve to come up and say, I healed myself and actually still all proper.
Well,
like he
that's
owns the
because
place.
he went into he went into religion.
Sex rehab is what he went to.
Yeah.
He got into the religious, the isms.
Isms.
You think he's fixed right now? Bullshit, he's fucking everything that moves.
Anything. Anything.
That's why you only play certain tournaments.
With $1
you have
billion
certain weekend engagements.
With $1 billion, wouldn't you be fucking anything? Wouldn't
good?
you?
But he put the facade on with his wife, and that's why. His wife now, she's fucking everything too. She's
Yeah.
got like a billionaire boyfriend now. She has a big houses all over the place. She's spending money like she don't care. She has a maid. She can do anything she wants. I would have fucked Tiger Woods for a year to have all that.
Sure.
It would have hurt. But I would have done it for $1 billion. Would you do it for $1 billion?
Wow.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
No.
No.
Hey, what
I
kind of?
wouldn't.
How
I'm
many
just
inches?
joking.
Since we're on that subject, what would you do? What kind of person would you be with $1 billion?
You know, with $1 billion.
No, I mean I want you to be serious. I don't want you to think crazy. I want you to really, really think about this. If
I
you had $1 billion,
well, first of all, you have to think about your.
no, I really want you to think about this. If you had $1 billion,
Yeah.
what would you do?
$1 billion.
Do you think you, as
You mean if I
Anthony,
attained $1 billion
would you
right
change? Would you change?
It's
Why would I-
it
why
will
would I-
change you because your
why-
entire
no,
life
wait
you
a
never
minute.
had it. Now all of a sudden you
No.
get it, it's
No.
going to
Why
change
would
you.
See, I see it
Why would
differently,
I
but I
change?
want to hear his answer.
Okay.
Why would I change? This is me. I love myself. I love myself.
But the
You know,
stuff,
the $1 billion,
Okay.
you may get some material things, you might do this, but this is me. Okay? And loving myself makes me a person.
But the stuff you
So
would
that
do with that
$1 billion is not
though.
going to. Look, you could eat. How much can you eat? How much can you fuck? How much can you do?
How much could you have?
I would. The thing that I would do is I would travel the world. Okay, travel the world because I want to see the world
And learn.
and learn.
And learn.
The world is my school. So now I want to know every part of that world and just look into it.
See, I always said that money only magnifies what a
You know,
person is.
and you know something?
I don't think it changes you. It actually magnifies
I
what you
guess I
really
think
were.
what I really
it
would do-
cultivates what you really are inside.
You know what attracts me?
True,
You know,
true.
underwater geography, and also analysis of, let's say, the ocean. I think we only know about maybe 8 to 10% of the species that really exist.
We only really seen like less than 2% of the ocean floor. We really
right,
have.
Right.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
that's
scary.
one thing I would like to see. That would be amazing to me. You know. I wouldn't want to venture out. Yeah, why not?
No, I think would be really amazing.
But
Really,
as
really
far
cool.
as changing yourself, why would
Guess
you?
Anthony doesn't want to know that.
No, you might want to fix it. You might
Yeah,
want to
come on,
fix
come on.
a tooth,
Say-
an
now
ear.
let him finish what he's saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, you want to fix this? You know, you want to fix some of your body parts. But at the same time, you want to be yourself.
I
And
honestly,
you want to help.
if I had that much
You wanna
money, I
help
would
people.
actually create jobs somehow. I would start businesses.
Yeah,
Like I
know
said, how much money do you need to live?
right.
No, I think would be really cool. I was just thinking about this today. Don't ask me why I was thinking about this today. But you got the Earth, right?
Yeah.
You suck that all the water.
Yeah.
What would the world look like with no water? Like pretty neat, like standing on a seashore and like be able to see the ocean with no water.
Wow,
That'd be
a
cool.
lot of depth there, wouldn't it?
That'd be weird,
We'd
wouldn't it? That'd
on
be
a high,
freaky as shit,
We'd be
'cause
like
like,
on a high
woo.
mountain plateau, wouldn't we?
Yeah, you would look over, but you know what I think? It would be like flat, but you won't be able to see. It would just be flat. But then once you get a certain area, with like the continental shelf, over the course of like a mile,
How about the
drop down,
Grand
like,
Canyon
1,000
out in the
feet.
ocean? We would walk over there, and then we see that big crevice, like,
That's pretty neat.
10,000 feet.
The
20,000 feet deep.
the Mariana Strait, I think, is like about
Yeah.
10,000 feet deep.
Yeah. So imagine that.
It's pretty freaky.
It's just, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, isn't it? The world is beautiful.
Let's do it.
We got about 40 minutes left. Yes.
Wouldn't it be neat if like there's mountains underneath the ocean? They're below sea level, but there's loaded mountains that come up to sea level and go down again. It's pretty fucking neat. It's
What
pretty neat
are
looking.
we on? The close to 6, right?
What? Yeah, we'll be stopping around 6.
Because he just texted me.
Yeah, we're trying to have a guest on, folks, but apparently running a little late.
So we could gear up for that. What do you want to hit him with when he comes in here? Because he does do videography. I mean, he's had a couple of
Yeah, we'll talk about when he
self-made
comes in.
movies and stuff like that.
We'll
He
talk
actually
about
had a
when he
radio
comes in.
station that he used to filter into. He used to. What do they call that when you?
I don't know, but the people listening have no fucking idea what you're talking
can
about.
come
We should
now.
stop talking about it. Wait till he comes in.
Great.
All right. Anyway, we're having a guest on. What's his name?
Nick Lanciano.
And he is a, I should say, professional videographer.
I would say so.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's not certified like our system, but
He started
You know
at,
what I mean?
at a young age, right?
oh my God, I can remember him
certification.
from when he was 9 years old doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And then he'll elaborate. He'll tell you some of the shows he's done and some of the stuff he does now.
All right, what part of entertainment we get into? What part? Let's talk about the power of radio real quick. Do you think radio is that more powerful than movies?
The power of radio.
You know, it may today because of all the technology we have. The iPhones, the iPads, the...
Yeah, people ain't really listening more than they did like 1960s.
You don't think
right?
so?
All the radio, 1960s. That's the only thing you had to listen to. I think they listened to more then. Unfortunately, I think so.
What, radio? Oh, yeah, radio. That, when you're in the car, most people are traveling today.
That
You
well,
know?
I might be wrong there, but radio can do just as much brainwash. I think TV can.
Sure can.
You ever hear of Rwanda? Remember Rwanda? They want to know how the whole thing started. That the millions killed in Rwanda, the massacre in 1993. Well, it all started over the radio.
Yeah.
They for months they were talking how they had to have two different peoples in Rwanda. They call them the Hutu and the Tutsi, the two different peoples. And of course, for months they kept calling the Tutsis cockroaches. To the point that people wouldn't even call them Tutsis; they were calling them cockroaches. And they're running around hacking people, calling them cockroaches because they didn't think they were human. They called them cockroaches. It was dehumification.
Right.
Radio did that. Radio.
Well, don't you think they could do
Power
that over the
radio.
phone?
Well, I want to. What he just said about the training, and he had a good point. When we missed the 1 week here, momentum is everything in every aspect of everything you do. If you give something to somebody, each week they're going to listen to it. They're going to listen to it. They're going to get hooked on it, no matter what you talk about. It's going to be just part of their. It's going to become a ritual.
They don't know what the bullshit is and what the real.
Exactly. And what they do is when they do something wrong, then because they've been listening to you so much, they blame you. And then you were talking about awareness. That's the thing is people got to be aware.
Well, look at the phone. Every time you go into a site, you have pop-ups. So can't they have like an alert pop-up that comes up on there? It's going to, let's say, get your attention on the alert, and it can make people believe.
Well, they do that now with the
They have
banners,
that.
right?
They have that.
Yeah.
Well, TV, you
And it
have
could
it
be
on the
fr-
bottom.
and it could
No,
be
scroll
fraudulent.
bar.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
the scroll bar.
even on ours now, where you're getting them little pop-up.
But you have it
bands.
also on the. You have it
Don't
on.
Those little on our YouTube thing.
You have it on
Okay,
the
yeah.
phone. You have it on.
Those
the
are
phone.
ads.
Those little ads, the little
Yeah,
ads
right.
pop up.
Yeah.
But see how they pop up?
Yeah.
Actually, your eyes go right to it.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And you read, yeah, sure.
I think some of the content we put on there has owned by somebody else. They put that on.
It's like a flash card. It's bing right in your eyes, you know?
They do that on
Huh?
purpose.
Hypnotic control.
That's what it is. But it's only hypnotic if
I
you want to be
understand that.
hypnotized.
That's ads. I mean, I kind of get that. But as far as you want to put a message through, as to really put a message through, ugh, I
But
mean,
with all them messages popping up, there may be something that'll get an attention. And like it's the references are like person to person. That person will tell you about, oh my God, listen, did you see it? And they'll be looking at it. And then next thing you know, everybody's believing it.
well, it's like the old thing we were talking about earlier, the CIA experiment in the 1960s.
Here we come.
What they did was they went to a movie theater and they spliced into every about 20 frames of film, which your eye can't see when it rolls. You see the films come up.
Yeah.
You can't see they spliced in little Coke ads.
Right.
And after the movie, price of Coke went up about 60%.
Okay.
And there was no reason why other than that reason.
All right, here
It's pretty
comes
damn interesting. The powerful stuff. You can't see it. Your brain takes
here
it.
comes Nicky.
So actually, you're being targeted for suggestive reasons.
Nick, over here, Nick.
So they
Yeah.
got suggestive
gotta
reasons.
Means
the
they,
hot seat, my
they can
man.
get you to think anything, is what it says.
Yeah.
Nick, hey.
How you doing?
That's Nicky Lanciano.
Nicky, how you doing?
Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
Dick.
That's
How are you?
Anthony.
How you doing?
Mancini. Johnny. The D-Man.
So, man, this is this is I got like deja vu.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
I really didn't. I was going to give them some background. I was trying to give them some background before we came here, but what I said.
Speaking to the mic.
As long as I knew Nicky, you know,
You have to speak into the mic.
Yeah, you do.
as long as I know Nicky, he was from 8 years old. He was into. From when he was 8 years old, he was into making movies and stuff like that. And I remember people thought he was crazy, but then,
They still do.
yeah, but he has done
Watch
it.
the Lone Ranger.
So enlighten.
How about Zorro? Did you see Zorro? Because they gave me my first. Well, no, Zorro, yeah, Guy Williams.
Here, Nick.
Yeah, no.
Enlighten them a little.
My movies were my inspirational movies were Rocky and
Okay.
Superman.
All right, Superman, yeah.
They were my inspirational movies, but
They were a little after, but like me,
Oh, yeah.
I was into Zorro. I was
yeah,
into.
I watch Zorro
yeah.
all the time. Yeah, but the older ones, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Zorro and yeah, I know. I'm the older ones. Yeah, I could. And the Lone Ranger.
And the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, it's Tonto and.
Yeah, he never took
Well,
his
tell me a
mask
little bit
off.
about yourself. How you started, Nick?
Well, I mean, like you said, that's where it started. I was pissed off when I was young because we could never get into R-rated movies, and so I told my mom. I said, let's open up a movie theater. It's just kids. So I called it Nick's Nickelodeon. It was really my basement. And remember the old Super 8 reels?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they used to have like 15 minutes.
8mm.
Yeah, but they used to have like 15 minutes worth of
Time,
of a
movie
movie.
time. Yeah.
So there was no sound, and I show clips of Sergeant York and Zorro
Right.
and that's where it started with that, and then I just started making stuff. But I've been doing it my whole life. Like you said, like since I was 8, 9, 10 years old, and I never lost sight of it. And now it's just starting. I already made a feature film called Ninth and Bay. You can actually see that on Philly Cam. I think it's, if you have FiOS, it's channel 29 and 30.
Okay.
I forgot what Comcast is. I don't have Comcast, but that actually was made for $8,000. I just made it. I was like the only filmmaker. I'm running around all over the place doing
lot of
everything,
work,
and I'm
yeah.
in it too.
a lot of work, yeah.
So so I'm getting in the frame. I'm jumping out of frame, setting up the camera, getting back in frame, getting the sound. So I'm running all
Right.
over the place.
Wow.
So we made that for like $8,000, and it was just to do it. And it wound up winning an award in the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival and got shown in 32
Very good.
32
Pretty good.
theaters nationwide.
Wow.
Didn't make a penny, but that wasn't the point.
But
But it got
what
me-
did you target though? Let's say as far as your movie was for the reasons of
The actual movie Ninth and Bay
Right.
was based on my life. It was based
Okay.
on the tagline is you don't have to be a boxer to be a fighter.
Right.
And it's just how you don't
So this is your life then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's like, it's about you're going to get knocked down over and over again in life, and
Doesn't
it's
matter.
your
You love yourself.
right. Well, it's your right, and it's your choice to either lay there or get up, and
Okay.
I get up every time.
Right.
I get being a fighter, and it's just I carried that mentality over into my life.
Right.
It's
Life only shoots rubber bullets at you and knocks you down. You
Yeah.
stand back up.
So
Gotta
actually,
get
what you
up.
did, you returned fire.
absolutely
Okay.
Absolutely. There's no quitting this, man.
That's right.
But now it's just starting to happen for me. We got a movie we're making now called Mixer.
Mixer,
And
okay.
did you ever watch Bronx Tale? And,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Remember Slick?
Yeah.
think so.
Kid that ran in, hit right out and hit the kid on the
He hit
bike.
the kid
and
on the bike,
The
right.
big troublemaker. He
Right.
played Joe Pesci when he was younger in the Goodfellas.
Oh,
He
yeah,
actually
yeah,
was a
yeah,
racist.
yeah, yeah.
Hendry.
Hendry.
Hey, Hendry.
That's it.
He's actually turned out to be a really good friend of mine, and he's in my next movie. It's called Mixer. I play a cop that's trying to find the serial killer, but I'm also battling my own demons.
Captured my attention now because I like mysteries.
Well,
I'm
Get
into
him
it.
in it.
you can see the trailer at LancianoProductions.com. And we made a trailer for the investors. We want to start shooting in
So,
August.
yeah, a serial killer or
Me?
no? They have a serial.
Oh yeah.
Mix. You have a serial killer
Yeah.
in the.
Yeah, we have a serial killer. The names are Joe D'Onofrio
Okay.
from the Bronx Tale, and Brian Anthony Wilson from The Wire, and Chris
Okay.
Mann from The Wire, the HBO series The Wire. So it's a $50,000 movie. We got
Okay.
we just started collecting money. We got about 1/5 of the budget. And it looks good. It looks like we're gonna get it. We're selling shares at $1,000 a share. $1,000
Okay.
$1,000 a
I
share.
went down to I went to Florida, Hollywood,
Huh?
and who was down there? Robert Davi.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Tom
He-
Mary. He made a movie, and he sang in it too. We were
Robert-
down there.
Robert
can sing,
Davi
yeah.
actually was supposed to be
I
a part
sat
of
with
Mixer.
Well, I sat
Right.
with Robert Davi.
Yeah.
You know, we had dinner
Speaking of Mike.
together with my friend
Speaking
because
of Mike.
my friend Jerry did like the sound clips, the a cappella background on the
Right.
song.
Right.
And then he did. He himself sang, and I was amazed. He has a good little voice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He did. What the hell
That's
was the
Sinatra,
song?
I know that, right?
Somewhere. No. What was it? As we stroll, as we stroll, as we stroll along together. Yeah, and then it was about that they robbed the gold, they robbed the
Yeah,
dentist, and
it's-
it was all fake gold.
Just said it's a big difference from
Yeah.
what is the Fratellis, or when he played the Fratellis.
Fratellis, yeah.
The
Remember
Goonies,
that?
Yeah. It was good though.
He sang in the
actually.
Goonies, yeah.
The Goonies,
Goonies, yeah.
Big difference, yeah. But he's
Fratellis, the Fratelli
yeah,
gang.
we just couldn't make it happen with him. It was just wasn't in the books. But
Yeah.
maybe the next movie will do it. But so that's where we're at right now, man. We're just we're
Building up
really
and
excited.
living
We're
one step at a time.
I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped. The hardest thing now is getting back into shape, and I got to lose like I lost a ton of weight, and we had the money before. And we got screwed big time. Somebody said, "We'll fund the whole thing. Go ahead, start casting." And I was like, "That was too easy." I learned,
Right,
you know.
learned, yeah.
And then he just disappeared. But I had lost a ton of weight for that, and I said, "Well, look, I'm going to start eating again if we're not going to do this," you know. So now I'm back working out and lifting and trying to get in shape. And it's go see the trailer. Go see it'll blow you away. We made it for no money, and but it'll blow you away. Movie's not done. We just made the trailer for the investor.
For the investors.
Pretty
Okay.
neat.
Oh, so
Check
you're
that
using
out.
That's what's
How
getting
long?
the
How
money.
long is the clip for? Huh?
It's about 4 minutes.
Luciano Productions, right?
Lanciano.
Lanciano.
Lanciano. Or you can just Google it. Just type in Mixer and then Nick Lanciano. I'm all over the place. It'll show up. And
Cool.
You'll see me with the police uniform on with the gun.
I
And,
saw that.
yeah. It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent, and we're pumped up. But we can't shoot it here. That's the only thing. It's
Why, in Philly?
yeah. I mean, they don't really help you out much here unless
Unless they're making money.
unless it's a multi-million-dollar, big-budget Hollywood film.
Big tax
you know.
breaks and all that stuff. Right?
Yeah, I mean, they say, you know, oh, we want to be the film. That,
But there's so much nostalgia
what kind of
in
film?
Philly. They don't understand that. The nostalgia that's in
People
Philly,
don't get it.
and
They
the
don't get it.
creations that have come out of this small pocket area of South Philadelphia,
Yeah.
people don't even know.
There's a lot
And
of-
so they should respect that. They don't, though.
They don't. They're stupid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in Philly.
sure.
A lot of it, and you know, we've been branded forever. You know that. You know it's.
We threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right.
Bullshit.
Well, we're here to create interest in viewers, to let them know like what actually Philadelphia's about, like the people that are here in Philadelphia that made something of themselves, you know, and a lot of not only talent, but to the degree that how Philadelphia is such a knit, cultured pocket area that doesn't exist anywhere in the country.
Even though
Yeah.
I think it changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's still the essence is still there.
But the people that come here,
yeah,
really, they say it changed a lot. They want to join it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Take for instance, they come here and
The yuppies.
they don't know how to act to it.
Right.
They just don't. But they want to socialize with it.
Yeah.
They want to start doing the things that we did, but they really don't know how to interact with it.
Yeah. It's totally clueless.
And totally clueless.
There's two different.
Yeah.
Two
If I tell
different-
them about, let's say, you know, we wanted to pitch pennies against the wall.
Have no idea. Or
we
wall
played-
ball or half
wall
ball or-
half- all them things.
Handball's on
Nobody-
South Philly. You don't see it anywhere else.
You know,
No,
I
we
mean,
don't.
maybe New York experienced some of it like that, or you can get maybe Chicago in some, but not like South Philadelphia.
No. Joe D'Onofrio is from Brooklyn, so I was up there a few times, and that's actually a lot like here, but
But
it's
not like
still
here.
different.
It's different, yeah.
different.
It's still different. That's
You know.
the closest I think.
Here we were innovative.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we did something, we brought it to the highest form of degree of, let's say, how we can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we were always trying. We actually materialize things.
You're right.
Okay,
Right.
so you won't see I told people we invented the scooter, like with
Right.
roller skates. Nowhere in the world do you see that.
The wooden milk crate. And
Yeah, the milk crate,
the
from
skate,
Abbott's,
the skate
this
wheels.
skate wheel. Yeah, that. You know,
All right.
it's,
What we were talking about earlier about entertainment and the industry in general. How would you see the entertainment industry as? Would you say that we influence them or they influence us?
Well, I think the entertainment industry.
Do they run by their own rules, you think,
Well,
or-
yeah, but I think that we go with. They make what we want, what the public wants to see. It's as simple as that.
So they're
not gonna-
basically going by us.
Yeah, they're not going to make anything if we're not going to go see it.
right.
You know, and in the movie, I mean, I don't know about anything else, but in the movie end, with the the high level top line Hollywood films, story went out the window. Most of it. Most of the movies, there's no story. It's all CGI and special effects. Yeah.
I heard some horror stories, people having like really good movie ideas and going through the studios, how much bullshit they had to go through.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, people have no experience of what they were doing, telling them how to do it, and it's like a mishmash of shit.
Let me tell you a true story. Bottom line, just to sum. Bottom line, it is about money.
Well, of
It's
course.
about money, how much they can make.
Yeah, but-
they don't. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, go
They're
ahead.
trying to appeal to whoever groups they want to appeal to.
We were searching for a distributor. Actually, we call up a distributor and we had a meeting with him. I said, "All right, look, we're making a movie. I've made movies to just make movies. Now I'm making movies to make money. So even still, it's still going to be a good story, and it's still, the art's still gotta be
distribution is
there.
where they get you. Don't
Yeah,
they get you pretty good.
So I asked him, so what would you, if I came to you with a movie, what would you do? Like, what would you need in order for us to for you to say, okay, we'll give you distribution, and you'll be able to rent your movie at Netflix and all that other stuff? He says, it doesn't matter how good your movie is. It doesn't matter about the stories. I'm telling you the truth.
It's amazing.
He said, what we do is we sit there with a remote and we scan through the movie
Amazing.
and we look for names, some action, and what do you think the other one is?
Sex.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Boobs. So that's what they're looking for.
Right.
If you got all three of them and half decent production quality,
He only needs one, and we know what that one
yeah,
is.
and you'll get distribution. That's sad to me.
It is sad, but at the end of a movie, you're left with a decision of saying, well, it was a good movie or it was a bad movie.
But you know what they do?
Yeah.
Like there's movies right now at my level that we're excited because there's a whole new market for us.
Right.
And that's the hardest part to get through the distributors. You could really make
I
money.
think the internet and like Netflix and video on demand helped you.
All right, so $50,000, right? If we do a movie, most of my people at my level try to do a movie between $30, $40, $50,000.
Right.
But they suck. They suck. They don't even care. They'll send the movie to the distributor. The distributor makes up this completely different poster, whatever.
They rearrange it.
Put people in the pictures that not even in the movie.
Amazing.
And they sell that. They'll make their money back just right there off of people's curiosity. And then when you watch the movie and you know it stinks, you're watching it, it stinks. They already made the money. That's what they do.
The skill, the art, and the quality don't mean shit. It's what you can sell.
That's what they do. That's what they do. But we're pumped up now because we didn't have all this. Now we made a movie, it just sat on the shelf. We couldn't get it in the movie theaters, but now we can. Now we can get it on download and Netflix
Video on
and
demand,
Redbox
Netflix. Opening the picture to that.
So if it catches on, you can make money.
I'll get that. I wouldn't be doing this I didn't think we were gonna make money.
I was just reading about what Kevin Smith did with his movie Red State. He basically toured the country getting donations for the movie, bypassed everybody, put it on video on demand and Netflix, and made money off it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, he has his name to go by, but you can do that. I mean, if you build it up.
It changed. The movie theater is a big TV commercial for the movie. They make their money on DVDs and downloads. That's where the money's made. Right. So they use the theater to show her, look, they'll make some money, but they know the big bulk of the money is going to be DVDs and downloads. Even DVDs are out the window, but
Sure, yeah.
video on demand. So who knows? Maybe we'll start shooting in August and in September and
Yep.
It'll happen, and well, I know it's going to happen, but
all it takes is one little, just kind of get right in that groove right there, and poof.
Soon as
You think with the
Just
trailer
slide in.
you'll get funds?
soon as you get the first $10,000, usually people just start giving you money, and we got $10,000 investor.
You should pitch it to a couple of people, eh?
Oh.
That you know.
Well, the way the distribution deal with this normally works is, with these type of distributors, you get 50% of whatever profit
it brings back.
So after you make your initial investment back,
What's the primary initial investment?
the minimum is $1,000.
Okay.
So after you would make that back, whatever the movie makes after that gets distributed for 5 years to who, depending on how much you invested,
Right.
to match the investment. That's how it works. So
Royalties are shared.
So if you put in $1,000, I'm horrible at math, but if you put in $1,000, it's at what's that, 1/5
Yeah.
of right? Am I right?
Right, $1,000.
Yeah, right. Right. So you would get your
you're
initial
saying you're
investment back,
you're
but for
putting it
5
down.
years.
Yeah,
But for 5 years, and it's overseas. We got all that. That's the way that these distributors are working. They're popping up all over the place now because it's a brand new market. But
How do you think this is going to affect Hollywood stuff when it catches on?
I hope
Hollywood
it
will
kills
rob
him.
it.
I hope it kills him.
It won't.
The hell with Hollywood,
Really?
you know?
Yeah. No, I don't-
Listen to
yeah.
me, the hell with Hollywood. I think we should go overseas with these things. I think we should go into the China market. You know
Well,
why?
They
Just
got their own market.
It's
Yeah, but
there.
you have to understand, though.
It's
The
there
Chinese
already.
market came over
there.
here. Go over to China.
There's no emerging market to go to other than the internet. It's not.
It's there. They love American films.
Yeah, the American films are what they like. I know a lot of Chinese people who watch
Hollywood
American films.
stole the phrase independent films.
Right.
They're not independent films.
Yeah, right.
They're millions of dollars.
Yeah.
The real independent stuff is the kind of stuff we're trying to do. It's
true.
They stole that too. So they're not dumb. They're businessmen. They're gonna.
Right.
They're going to switch over.
Find a way of limiting doing it on the internet. That's what they're going to do.
Or make money off of what you're doing.
I bet it comes by a law from Congress. I bet they do something like that. Copyright law, piracy law. Do something along them lines, I think.
Yeah, always keep the little guy down. Keep beating him down. He's making a little too much money. Let's knock
Same
him
thing
back
with
down.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Same thing with YouTube. They're going to be charging for that soon, pretty soon.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's fucking nuts.
It is.
It's insane.
What are you going to do though? You can't make it stop you from doing what you love to do.
No.
You just do it.
They're
Gotta
just
adjust,
utilizing
I
you
guess,
for their best interest.
That's it.
That's it.
You drive yourself nuts trying to control that.
Yeah, you can't.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. I like it. Well, maybe we could become stars. We could star in the movie.
Well, we definitely have spots. We definitely have spots available.
Hey, Acting's my thing.
Well,
All right.
you got
I
to.
would love for you to get it.
Yeah.
Great.
It's all according with, well, the type of movie, too. Action movie, I like action movies.
This basically is about a cop.
Mysteries, I like mysteries.
Well, it's like a thriller. It's about a cop
Yeah.
who's kind of pissed off at everything, and he's 15 years. They call him Philly,
Right.
Because he's an implant from.
Right.
So, but he's pissed off. He's starting to think more vigilante.
Right.
He doesn't act on it, but he like beats the shit out of people and under the cuff and at the same time he's battling those demons. There's a serial killer goes around killing people
For no reason.
for no reason. Yeah.
Right.
And that's how we got the name, because the FBI classifies the
Most wanted.
well, no, they classify serial killers in 3 categories: organized, disorganized, and mixed.
And mixed.
Mixed being the hardest to profile because they kill in all different.
Right. Different.
All
Yeah.
different.
They're not. They don't have a standard pattern.
Yeah, so it's hard to catch.
Right.
So like Joe D'Onofrio plays the FBI agent, and me and he, with his Brooklyn accent, and I got the South Philly thing going, and we go at it through the whole movie.
Up
you
my
know?
alley here now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the uniformed cop. He's the FBI agent. I'm scum to him. He's a piece of crap to me. And we go back and forth. What do you know about profiles? He talks. What do you know about profiles? Watch the trailer. You'll love it.
Did you ever bring the guy in because you have, let's say, maybe seen him and you don't know if it's really him, and you had to bring him in for interrogation or anything like that?
In the movie?
In the movie?
No, it's
Because you have him as a suspect.
well, you don't really see the serial killer until the
Because
end.
that's the best movie. I like when a person is a suspect,
Right.
okay, but they really can't catch him. And the thing
We
is
don't
that-
even know who he is.
Oh, okay.
It's until we, and that's what we wanted to do different. I didn't want to do like SVU and there's a suspect. You know who he is throughout the whole movie. And in the back of your mind, he did it.
Right.
You don't even see this guy. All you see through the whole movie is his
Right,
eyes
right.
or
Well,
his
yeah, it
nose.
shows-
Until the very end of the movie, you find out who he is.
Right.
And it's by accident. It's not because we were doing a great job. We had no idea. So the FBI can't find him. The police can't find him. I'm going on.
How inventive was this guy?
He kills in all different ways. First, he starts out with young girls, and they profile him.
Right.
That he's killing young girls. Then
Yeah.
he's there's a shot in the movie where it's just the camera setting up just like this, and people are just
81-year-old
walking-
lady.
People are just walking by. They're shopping, and he comes in the frame, and another guy comes in the frame, and he's right in the head, and it's just out of the blue. Now he's killing guys, and then so.
Right.
It's a good twister. It's a good twister.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we.
Question.
Any
good
questions
Any
here?
questions, Bill? Anything?
How about you, Bill? Any questions?
Thinking of some. What made you get into it at first? I mean, as far as like watch, but how'd you get into the spot you are now? What exactly did you to become where you're at now?
Well, the part where he said Rocky, because
You
was
saw them,
watching
you went right
Rocky.
into it after that, or
Well, Rocky.
He was your enlightenment, right?
It was more. It was absolutely, but it was more a him than the movie.
character? Okay.
No, not the character. Him.
Him. Okay.
His story. The guy had $68 in the bank. His wife's ready to divorce him. They had no food. So he writes Rocky, and he goes to the studios, and he's like, here, and he's, all right, well, we'll give you whatever it was. I forgot what the amount. He tells him, well, no. I wish I had the balls to do that, So he comes back and he goes, all right, well, that's good, I'll take that, but I have to be Rocky, and they tell him no. And he's like, well, then I
wanna
don't
be
want
Rocky.
it. Now he's got $68 in the bank.
His stories, he's telling.
Yeah.
True. It's Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
He's got $68 in the bank. He's still telling them no. He stuck to his guns, and I think they wanted Burt Reynolds to play Rocky. How much of a disaster would that movie have been?
Oh yeah, because he doesn't fit the profile.
No.
You know the whole story. You know who the guy and the dog are in the movie Rocky?
What guy?
The guy when he's walking down the street in Rocky 1. The guy with the dog in Rocky 1. He sold his dog to pay his electric bill, Rocky.
Oh, right,
Really?
Bucky's. That's his real dog. Yeah.
And in his story, when he did finally
Really?
get the contract,
He went.
I think it was he went back to the guy and he says, listen, I want my dog back.
Right.
It's my dog. He goes,
Yeah.
no, give me $100.
Right.
Would I pay? No, it's my dog. I give you $500. No. $15,000 later, and a part in the movie,
Bought his dog
he
back.
got his dog back. So in Rocky, when you see him walking down the street, he runs into that guy with the dog, Buckus. That's his real dog,
Yeah.
and that's the guy who we bought the dog back from.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, no, but that's what inspired me, and then after seeing the Superman movie, I
It's the greatest Hollywood story ever.
oh sure, absolutely, by far. But then Superman just took me into another world, and and then I started, I was running around on Broad and Tasker and Superman tights when I was a kid, making my movies, and we did a lot of special effects.
Everybody thought he was a wacko.
Yeah, everybody thought I was.
Everybody's still in his dream.
That's right.
That's the lesson in this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Do what you love. Do what you love.
Yeah, do what you love is right.
I promise
Jerk
you.
off and be happy.
I promise you, this movie that we're doing now will be. I'm 44 now. Took me a long time. This is it. This is something. I don't know if I'm going to be a billionaire, or I doubt it. I don't know. Who knows? But it's definitely going to make some money, and it'll definitely get us
Don't
out.
you think you're a billionaire without the money? If you're doing something
I
you love
can't.
to do?
No, I mean, I can't think of a life not doing this. I don't. It doesn't mean a lot to me. The money. It really doesn't.
It's like your art type thing. It's like your way of.
Yeah.
Now, you can negotiate with people, but you can't negotiate with yourself.
Nah.
You understand?
It's the truth.
So that's
It's
the way
truth.
it is.
Yeah. Nah.
See, some
you're
people dress in Superman's tights and run around, and he fucks trees.
Well,
Mother.
it has to hurt a little.
Vaseline.
Yeah, a little girlfriend down by the lakes down there.
Yeah.
When he was a little younger, so.
Let's get down and fuck
The,
trees.
the different forks in the road you can go, people.
Hey, listen. I do what I had to do to get
What
my
I had
rocks
to
off,
do.
you know? No? Yeah,
All right,
fair game.
What are you doing now, though? Are you doing as a business before the...
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, I got laid off like 5 years ago. I ran a media department. I did all their TV commercials and stuff like that. And then when everything went under, they got rid of me and 300 other people.
Jeez.
So I started for the last 5 years. I was doing video production work on the side, making my part-time business my full-time business, and installation work. I do like home theaters and stuff like that. I don't like doing that. I'm really good at it, but I don't want to do it. So
Hey, it's physical manual work.
well, it's just I did it for so long.
And it's
done.
repetitious,
It's
too.
done. I'm done.
Yeah.
But here I am. I just got hired at Hi-Fi Sales, and now I'm 2 weeks there full time.
That's good.
And I'm,
But when you
Well,
do a
Jersey.
movie, you create.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's the part. That's the
Yeah.
part what makes it interesting because you're
And
creating.
You know what makes me when I say I do movies? Oh yeah, do you make movies? Yeah, I'm a filmmaker. Oh, you do weddings? I want to smack people when they say that. I can't stand weddings. I can't stand. I hate.
No, I'm a cinemas.
I
There's
can
no art
create
to
a
that. You
movie
do the
about
same
a wedding.
shots, the same. What are you,
Oh,
what are
you
you
mean?
doing?
Oh, you mean you do weddings and parties? No.
I do
don't
porn, man.
weddings
That's what I do.
Yeah.
One of Star.
There's
But I
probably money for that.
I'll tell you
Probably.
what. I'll tell you what. And I don't expect anything from anybody. I learned that a long time ago. But I've had more success getting funding for movies that I have done by people that don't have it.
Right. Okay.
I know 4 millionaires right now as we speak. I know 4 millionaires that I'm really good friends with. A lot
And
of
they won't invest.
won't even talk to me.
Right.
Won't even talk to me. It's not that I don't
They think
believe
you're
in
out
it.
of
Nick.
your,
Yes, it is. It's because why else wouldn't you?
Yes, exactly.
Why else wouldn't you put your
It's
money?
not about the money at that point.
Right, but it's another. It's a drive.
unbelievable.
That's what else drives me, because I can't wait to do it and rub it in their face and say, "No, maybe next time you'll listen to me." Hey, this guy I never even met him. I heard you're looking for money, yeah, and he did it.
Well, it's great. Tell him the story of Rita's Water Rights and the opportunity you had.
Yeah, we had.
Yes.
Well, my.
No, but I mean, the point is, people had opportunities to invest, but you had an opportunity to invest in Rita's Water Rights.
Right.
When it first started.
We were doing a job, and my cousin was working for me.
Yeah.
And actually, it was he was my cousin through marriage. All right.
What was his name?
Bobby Tumalo. Okay. And he married my cousin Rita, which is my first cousin. What happened is that we were doing a job around, and I'm years back now. My father was doing a job. I used to actually work for my dad, doing labor work.
Right.
But he also was a fireman. All right. He did it on the side. Did some extra labor for some extra money. And we were working around John's Water Rights on 7th and Christian.
John's, yeah,
John's Water Rights
Yeah.
on 7th and Christian. and he had a water ice machine for sale. So my cousin said, he asked the guy, he goes, how much do you want for the water ice machine? And, we were all around, and his brother-in-law was there, too, which was my other cousin, which was Rita's brother. And, we were into construction. So he said, because he was ambitious and because he was a fireman, he'd try anything, make an extra dollar. He said, how much you want for that water ice machine? So the guy said X amount of dollars, and I'll give you the 3 formulas, and that would be lemon, cherry, and chocolate.
Right.
And then he said, well, look, if you buy it from me, I'll give you even the extra ingredients to pineapple. So evidently, he bought the machine, and he said to us, you want to go in on it? And I said, what are we going to do with that? We were in construction. And
Right.
That was his brother-in-law, myself. And, we thought he was a little crazy because the next year he was like selling water ice, right? But he had no one to sell it because he had his own job. He couldn't keep up with, but he was manufacturing the water ice. So there was a stand at the bazaar on Woodhaven Road. And my cousin was she had a baby at the time. She just got her first baby. And they bought the newsstand, okay? And it was a little place. So they didn't know what to name it, right?
Right.
So they said, well, Rita, you're going to be selling it. They named it Rita's Water Ice. And there how it took off.
You never know.
Yeah, and it took off. The next day, now an opportunity, he came to us, he came to me and his brother-in-law, and he said, listen, I'm going to start doing franchises, right? So he said, listen, and I'm going to be selling them for, I think it was $14,000 or $15,000 at the time, right? But because, you're relatives, I'll sell it to you for 10. So me and my cousin said, are you nuts?
Right.
You should give it to us. We were with you.
Right.
So we didn't think about it. We thought we don't want to be in the water ice business. No, you get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So there he goes. He goes to show, and then he sold out to Dunkin' Donuts. I think it was 38 or 40 million, something like that. He was on Fortune.
He sold what to Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they I don't know if it resold or whatever, but it's still, he sold it for either 38 or 40 million dollars.
See?
Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to get. You never know.
You everything that's great was at one time nothing.
Fortune was made.
Yeah, you just
just by little things like that.
But then it makes me crazy. Like you hear people like the same person that tells me no, Nick, I can't invest. That right before that tells me the story about how he blew 30 grand at the casino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not like I don't feel like they owe me anything. It's just the point. Like, man, no kidding. I put in 30 televisions in this house in Toms River.
30 televisions.
30 televisions. There's 30 rooms in this house. It was a $5 million home. 30 televisions, cameras all over the place, sound systems all over the place, control for home automation, smart home, whatever. This guy can turn the toilet on from his phone. He could do everything, right?
It's crazy. The kind of guy that complains that he can't get a new helicopter.
And it's like pulling teeth to try to get somebody to put $1,000, put $1,000, put $1,000. Go write it off if it doesn't make any money. It's only $1,000.
Yeah.
It's.
How much have you collected so far?
10. We got 10.
10,000.
Yeah, it's from one investor.
And your goal is
50.
Your goal is 50.
We need 50, and it's out there. It's just with everything else. When you make a movie, you're all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have the appointments set up. We just have to go talk to them and you talk it over.
Try to explain it to people. If people invest, where does the money go? Is it going to a fund?
Yeah, the money.
And if it never starts, does the money get redispersed?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the three wise men might invest in this. We'll have to talk it over.
Absolutely. What it is, I raised $50,000 3 times before for this movie. The original budget was $300 grand. I just kept getting stuck at 50, and then I gave everybody the money back. But what happens is you invest your money, it goes into a Bank of America
fund
account, and it sits there until we reach 50 grand. When we reach 50 grand, or 1 year, whatever
Right.
comes first.
You start shooting.
We start shooting. If we don't do it, and we don't reach 50 grand within 1 year, you either take all your money back, or you re-up until we can shoot it. That's how it works. So you're really not losing anything.
What happens if you start shooting over budget?
We can't. We can't. I mean, I'd like to have as much money as
So
possible.
you really got to formulate what you're going to do.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
know. We know. It's a small,
Time, everything.
It's not going to be look, a Hollywood TV movie set has somebody to just run and get your coffee. They're paying them $100 a
Grips
day.
and all that stuff,
We
right?
don't have that stuff. So all we need is the sound, the camera, the director, script supervisor, and your
Lighting like
actors,
that,
and the DP. Right.
Kidding me? I was just on Dallas's set in South Fork, Texas, and we were behind the scenes. And there's a guy who was just giving pills out. Like when the director, I need a.
Got a headache.
No, I got a
Yeah.
headache. He says every pill I give out. He says I'm sitting here making whatever it is, $700 a day just to sit there for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a day of catering is $10,000 on a movie set.
Yeah.
A day.
It's good to be a movie star.
So
Let's
Well, you look at their platform.
you go.
But now
Trust me. If you know anybody that really wants to, really serious about investing, go look at. He sold a trailer,
Yeah, I saw
right?
it.
You know, we shot that way.
No.
A DSLR. I mean, I have major cameras. I have major cameras. I mean, I have $5,000 video.
big HD ones, right?
Good sound equipment, everything.
I have everything. We shot it with a 60D,
That's crazy.
Canon 60D, with a $1,000 camera, on a stand with the flags and everything, and we had professional sound. And all. Go watch this and tell me it don't look like a major Hollywood caliber movie.
You did a nice trailer for that girl with the book too. By the way, I didn't tell you.
Oh, Bonnie.
That was nice.
Bonnie, yeah. A lot of that's the new thing. Everybody's getting that done. Book trailers.
The book trailers are good.
I think we got to wrap it up. Close to an hour.
All right.
Any final words? Any?
In the name of the Father,
All
the
right,
Son.
we appreciate you coming on, Nick.
No
We,
problem.
Say, people, if you want to invest, okay, into this new movie, Not
Mixer.
Like Mysteries, there it is. You can look it up.
Coming
We'll put
soon.
it on site.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Put the
we'll
link
put
up
it
and
on
all.
site.
Put it on our YouTube page.
And we'll give you.
When's it? Is this going on
It's
YouTube?
going to be on at probably about the next week or so, I think.
Well, let me
And
know.
Next
Let me know.
Saturday, and we'll put it on there. We'll put a link to your trailer if you want. We'll put it on.
Absolutely.
Another movie comes along. You need some actors.
Do you want to plug any Twitter
We
or anything
always
like
need
that?
actors.
Do you want to plug any Facebook or Twitter or anything like that? Or do
What's that?
you want to plug any Facebook or Twitter account you have? Or?
Well, yeah, you could visit the Mixer page on Facebook. I think it's on here. www.facebook.com/Mixer the movie.
You know what? I think we have somebody who we were just on their podcast earlier who's been around a little bit naked.
That was on iTube. On iTube.
Potent Brew, and it's my daughter-in-law's brother who owns Samuels and Sons, and they do a good. It would be good for you to go on there.
Okay, well, that seems to be it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'd like to have you on again if you ever want to come on. We
Absolutely.
talk about crazy shit all the time.
Oh
really
man,
crazy
I
shit.
did this for 6 years until I got caught by the
I
FCC.
don't want to real fast before you go. Tell them how you got on the radio.
Oh yeah, I did it for same thing. I always did make things my own way. I try to do it right way. You don't let me in, I'm going to do it anyway. So
That's the way to be.
I built a transmitter.
Yeah.
He built the
serious?
Listen.
I built the transmitter, and you could listen.
insane.
And we
You would love it. You should hang out.
we had a place on 16th and Shunk, and we broadcasted from 16th and Shunk. You can listen to us in Mullica Hill on 94.9. We called it WPRT, the pirate
Oh, you
station.
serious?
And I got caught until the feds caught me. And then
FCC, I'm guessing, all that shit.
oh yeah, but they loved the FCC comes. He says, Nick. He said I shook his hand. I was hanging out the top of Liberty One. I was putting an antenna up. My mother called. She said some guy has hired a white van. I said, all right. I knew exactly what it was. I go and he's like, I got to tell you, I have to shut you down.
You can't operate under these conditions.
But we love your show. He said we were pissing our pants in the van trying to find you, but pissing our pants. He said because you wouldn't have known. We had commercials. It was 24/7. We had different DJs come in. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. It was awesome. We had the best time of my life. Every time a microphone's in front of me, like that's what I think of.
All right. Well,
94.9 WPRT.
94.5 WPRT.
94.9 WPRT.
WPRT.
three wise men
Okay.
are out.
We're out.
To less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me.